Jordyn Woods' YouTube channel is officially up and running, racking in views, gaining subscribers. You know, hashtag YouTube things.
You know those YouTube things. That's right. Jordyn is on YouTube now, and she posted a 22-minute video vlog reflecting on her transformation and how far she has come. No mentions of Kylie Jenner or the Kardashians.
Because that is not what her channel is for.
Apparently not what her brand is either, but she did talk about her body and mind transformation over the last year.
A lot of body positivity and really great messages in this 22-minute video, and it was so interesting because at the very beginning she talked about how she was very nervous about putting this video out there, admitting that she had actually filmed a handful of videos, tried to edit them and never released them, but lo and behold, it's finally out there.
She's ready now.
Last time I checked, it had over 200 and something thousand views on it, and it's only been up for not that long of a time, so she's killing it.
Well, because it's Jordyn Woods and it's Jordyn in her own words, and more than anything, she's opening up again about her issues with her body, her weight struggles. In fact, among the many things we learned from this first video, she said she struggled with being self-conscious about her weight at a very young age. I mean, hated going to the mall, hated shopping for clothes,
hated going to pool parties. She said that she would hear family friends say, "Oh, your daughter's gonna be so pretty when she's older, when she loses the baby fat," and like those type of comments, when you're at a young age, they stick with you. She admitted, like all of us, we all go through an awkward phase, but she said out of it, she didn't care to be like everyone else, which kind of led her to, in her own words, being a tomboy. But at the end of the day, she was self-conscious, but it made her, quote, comfortable. Like she was accepting of it.
That's all to say, though, that she definitely had her struggles, and in fact, she did open up about the lowest moment in her weight loss journey. It was a paparazzi picture taken at the Grove with Will Smith, and people were commenting about her weight. Here's what she had to say about that low moment.
A random person took my photo, got posted on the internet, and there were comments. Now, reading those comments at 12, 13 years old was probably the most heartbreaking thing to me ever. That was my lowest point. I want to share this picture with you guys to see that I started somewhere, and that's not where you have to end up, and you don't have to be comfortable. You know what? Let me rephrase that. You have to be comfortable in your skin because that's what God gave you. Your individuality is your gift, and you have to own it and you have to love it, but I didn't understand that until I had this moment.
Your individuality is your gift. Preach, Jordyn. I want to bring in our producer, Brianna, who is in the control room. I mean, what are your thoughts on this very candid but yet empowering YouTube video of Jordyn's?
Well, I'm super excited for her because I'm glad that we're, you know, like you guys said, we're going to get to hear from Jordyn in her own words. And she's been through a lot dealing with the Kardashians and lots of other issues that she's had just growing up and like dealing with her body issues and things like that. So I'm excited to hear like the wisdom that she has to spit, because I've, you know, seen some of the things that she says on Instagram, and she's always like dropping some inspirational knowledge for everybody, like be comfortable with yourself. So I'm excited to see what else she has to share.
Oh girl, she spits a lot, I'll tell you. We'll get to that in a second.
I was gonna say, on that note though, I do want to add to what Brianna said, in that like, since that whole drama with Khloe and Kylie and really Jordyn separating herself from the family, we've been hearing and seeing so much of her. It makes me stop and think that, like, you know, I feel like when you're within that circle, the Kardashian-Jenner circle, so much of that life has to be private and you can't share yourself. And now she turned a completely new leaf. Yeah.
And like Brianna mentioned, obviously Jordyn has gone through a lot, which she kind of touches on in this YouTube video. Briefly, she talks about losing her father at 19, and she's very, very candid, saying that losing her father triggered her to get to the gym. And the gym was not even just that, the gym though was her therapy, both emotionally and physically. So that's something else that we learned through this first YouTube video of Jordyn's. And then
the turning point.
The turning point. And then also for the future moving forward, we learned that Jordyn is coming out with these lifestyle, health, fitness programs for her fans to essentially, in Jordyn's own words, hold everybody accountable. So basically, kind of her routines, her food journey that she's been through, and a lot of tips and tricks, basically.
She's paying it forward now.
So she's paying it forward.
Yeah.
She's really diving into the fitness and lifestyle and health genre, which I assume is what we're going to see a lot more of on her YouTube channel. Because if you noticed in the very beginning, her kind of like opening trailer, there were a couple fitness videos. So I'm assuming she's going to give us all of those routines and whatnot, too.
Among that too, just based on the trailer that we saw, she's also teasing maybe some makeup tutorials, some style stuff. But I think also I'm banking that this fitness and health thing will be kind of like her thing, her next brand.
Because at the end of the day, like that's a huge part of her life, her weight journey and what she has learned from it. And I'm glad that she's using this massive platform now to pay it forward, because like I said, she is spitting a lot of words of wisdom. One of them was individuality is your gift, and something else that she touched on when she was talking about losing her father, she said that she has learned that bad things happen to you and they don't have to define you, and she wants her fans to know that.
And I feel like even though she was mentioning that in the context of her dad and what she went through there, the same could be applied with the drama that she just went through with the Kardashian-Jenner family. We keep bringing it up because obviously it was just such a huge, I feel like it made such a big impact on her, but dare I say now she's kind of like rising from the ashes and blossoming because of it.
Shining. And one thing that I really respect about her is, I know this is gonna sound crazy because you don't think of her as like a relatable person, but she's talking about how she is ever changing, ever growing, and talking about her fitness journey. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. We're all growing. We're all learning to love ourselves in different ways. We're all learning who we are every year that we get older. I mean, it's a very relatable thing, especially for someone who's young in their 20s like Jordyn is.
I gotta say,
so I'm all for this. I know, subscribe.
Subscribing to this YouTube channel, I will say, because it is Jordyn, I'm hoping we get some dirt. I know it's not a reality show, and I know it's her just talking to her fans, and it's a vlog, but I hope when things go down, she takes it to this platform.
Well, listen, will there be good tea on Jordyn's YouTube channel? Time will tell, but while we wait to find out, you guys, Kaitlyn Carter's Instagram is the place to be.
Clearly.
Seemingly offering some shade. Well, at least that is what the internet thinks, you guys.
That's right. Kaitlyn posted a very cryptic quote, taking a page out of the Kardashian-Jenner family, by the way. It's a quote by Ann Landers. This was on her Instagram story, and it seems like it could either be about Miley or perhaps shading Miley's new relationship with Cody Simpson.
Love is friendship that has caught fire. It is quiet understanding, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. Listen, we have all been there at one point in time where we take to social media to post some type of quote to get somebody's attention. You've done it, I'm assuming. I know I've done it. Brianna, have you done it?
Sorry, what was the question? I'm producing, guys. What's up?
I know. You're busy working in the booth there, but I'm trying to prove the point that at some point in time, we all will post on social media some type of quote or emotional meme or something to point it at somebody.
I do it daily.
It is subtle, though, you know. But see, people are starting to connect the dots, you see. So the post came after Kaitlyn's BFF, Becca Tilley, seemingly shaded Miley.
Lots of shade out there.
Exactly.
Al Roker with the weather report coming in, a lot of shade.
This was on Becca's podcast with Tanya Rad, Scrubbing In, where she kind of talks about Miley being so public with Cody so soon after dating Kaitlyn. She says, quote, obviously, Miley shouldn't have to date in her home, but it's like, you know, there's photos everywhere.
But with that, okay, listen, with that being said, though, when Miley and Kaitlyn first started dating back in the beginning of August, there were photos everywhere of them. And this was right after the split was announced between Kaitlyn and Brody. And then shortly after we learned of the split of Miley and Liam. And throughout that entire time period, there were kissing photos, there were PDA photos, there were holding hand photos.
Literally.
So kind of Becca's comments were a little hypocritical.
Let's pull up that selfie of them on the boat again, you guys. This photo right here, it surfaced just a week after we learned that Kaitlyn split from Brody Jenner. 2 days later after this photo, we learned Miley and Liam called it quits, and then hours later was the kissing pics in Italy that you're talking about.
I mean, here's the thing. Could the internet be reading a little bit much into this quote that Kaitlyn posted? Possibly. There's a good chance.
Yeah.
But I will say she is, like, right now, Kaitlyn is in New Hampshire. She's on the East Coast, all from her Instagram story. Yeah. She is doing her thing. She's with her family. She's enjoying some R&R. She's posting fashion photos, and she's in coffee shops and in libraries. So maybe she's just in that mood where, like, you see something and you feel inspired about it and you want to post. I mean, she posted leaves. Like, I feel like she's in all of her, like, she's in her artsy mood almost.
As far as that cryptic quote post goes, though, I feel like she was maybe riled up by what Becca had to say on the podcast.
Possibly.
There's no, I think, if they're really best friends, there's no way Becca would just be openly talking about this on the podcast without Kaitlyn knowing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Becca must know something. I don't know, internet.
But don't throw stones.
Internet, what do you guys think? Is Kaitlyn Carter shading Miley, or?
And will this play out in season 2 of The Hills' New Beginnings is what I want to know.
Oh.
Meanwhile, speaking of that show, is Miley's new flame about to be Kaitlyn's new co-star, y'all?
Wow, we both just said y'all at the same second. Major plot twist here because Perez Hilton, and we gotta take it for a grain of salt, Perez Hilton is reporting that Cody Simpson is allegedly in talks to join season 2 of The Hills. And of course, ET has reached out to MTV for comment on this, but that would just be wild. That's like Liam Hemsworth joining. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stirring the pot.
It really is, because if it is in fact true and it does happen, we're talking about a really, really awkward love square. Not even a triangle.
We don't need it on TV. We already have it on social media.
Actually, no, speak for yourself. I'm ready to be entertained. Like, I kind of am here for it, but it is, I think that if that happens, it's just MTV trying to, like, get ratings. Clearly.
Yes, okay. Well, in the meantime, while we wait to figure out if that'll happen.
The love square is going to play out on television.
Things seem to be going strong between Miley Cyrus and Cody Simpson. I mean, he has been okay. All right, wow. I appreciate and love your honesty and your bluntness.
I mean, I agree. It's not going to.
Miley's on this, like, you know, Fast and Furious track. I think she's just trying to get her oats, you know?
And at the end of the day, Miley and Cody have been friends for a very long time. And I think that, you know, he could just be a shoulder to cry on right now for her. Am I doubting their friendship? No, absolutely not.
Right.
We've had receipts throughout the years that they have a strong friendship at the core. But he is by her side through a lot right now. Obviously, she just got out of the hospital.
Right.
He was there every step of the way. He brought his guitar. He brought roses. He was there taking care of her while she was sick. And now he's with her when she's home too.
Those are all facts. And here's hoping they last a lot. You're getting emotional about it. I love it. Here's hoping they last long enough to go on a double date though with Justin and Hailey Bieber. Because you guys see this? Bieber commented on one of Cody Simpson's recent Instagram posts, commenting, quote, "Your body is a wonderland. Double date? Question mark." To which Cody replied, "Text me. Make it happen."
Yeah, and just to be clear, that photo that we just showed, I don't think Brody Jenner's involved in this double date.
It will be if they're on the Hills.
Cody Simpson and Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber and his new wife. There it is. There's the correct one. And
don't you want to see those four together?
You know what?
Malibu.
I do because Justin right now, you guys, is serving us some really great MVP moments, which brings us to, I feel like, you know, it could be a double date with everybody on hover shoes.
Oh my God, Justin Bieber, guys, he's got a new wife and a new mode of transportation.
He's just gliding into the download today.
He can't be bothered to walk, you know? Look at these shoes that he's rocking, you guys. They are Crocs / Segway hover shoes?
No, he's wearing Crocs on the
Segway hover shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's Justin riding around a kitchen on the hover shoes. Oh no, actually that's him riding around in public on the hover shoes. Then he was riding them in his kitchen on Instagram Live.
Yeah, no, Justin loves these hover shoes. Look at him. I mean, he seems to have mastered how to ride on them too. Because here's the thing. Obviously, you remember what were those little things that were the full boards? Just hoverboards.
Yeah.
Couldn't even master that. I don't know how you do shoes, but basically, you guys, these are $499.
I'm doing it.
You can get them. You're not wearing them. You can get them on Amazon. But here's the thing: they can run up to 45 minutes on batteries, and their top speed, which sounds very frightening, is 12 miles an hour.
I'm just waiting for Yeezy to put out their version of these in about a season and a half.
Well,
I just don't get it. Do you like strap your? Do they strap onto your shoes?
You don't strap. So
balancing on them.
Yes, you have to balance on them. But I feel like these are right up Justin's alley because they have like, you see that blue light right there? They have like 3 ambient lights that you can change depending on your mood, so you can like ride in style. I mean, this is
I'm
a
not
whole
mad
thing.
at those. I'm mad at the Crocs. Like, why are you wearing Crocs with the hover shoes, bro? Like,
Listen,
these look ridiculous enough.
Between the hover shoes, these birds, these what's the one slimes that people are walking around. I can't. Y'all are asking to go to the hospital.
We're lazy.
And if you make it to the hospital, just call up Cody Simpson. He'll bring a guitar and roses for you.
And while you're there, make sure you tune into the download Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific. You guys can catch all new episodes on the ET Live app. We're also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Okay. All right, we'll see you guys. Bye, Brianna.
Bye, babe.